Yesterday, I quite enjoyed Ajahn Yaniko's kind of image of sort of like sanding a fine piece of wood, and how when you move to kind of like a finer grit or something, how you're not really removing much, hardly anything, but different sort of features that went unnoticed start kind of appearing. It's really great kind of image for practice, because we're so often kind of caught thinking that things need to be different than they are. And somehow you're stuck in these imaginings of how the monastery needs to be, how the world needs to be, how you need to be, things that need to be getting rid of, things that need to be acquired before you can unwind your suffering. And that's kind of thinking too far. It's much closer than that. And in some sense, it's much more granular. And the role of clarity and a willingness to kind of tune into your experience and notice where there's friction, notice where there's dissonance, and the willingness to engage with it rather than just push past it or come up with some excuse for it. It's really like the direct application of the Four Noble Truths. Early on, I think in my practice, my whole model was just not necessarily wrong in some sense, but much more framed in the idea that you have to do all these practices and develop a certain kind of skillfulness, and then especially put a lot of stock in the idea that someday in my meditation, light will appear, clarity will appear, and somehow all the suffering will be unlocked. And in some sense, it's not necessarily a faulty model, but it overlooks the kind of more granular sort of work that has to be done of just what I call meeting the moment and kind of noticing where you're stuck, noticing dissonance, noticing the symptomology of dukkha. I'm being curious enough and having the clarity to maybe discern why. And sometimes it's not even a discursive activity, it's more reflective or intuitive. You just notice you're grasping. Just notice that there's dis-ease of some sort, and all the accumulated kind of practice and study of Dhamma and your Dhammacanda, your aspiration to be free from that kind of experience, kind of empowers an instinctive move to let go. It's where things are tight, it's where you're stuck, and you practice release. Somehow you make a choice that at least moves you in that direction. It's like the essence of practice is right effort. The whole foundation of the skill building, the whole foundation of development is being willing and able and invested in meeting the moment and making wise choices about how to release yourself. So think of the idea of flow. Everything should just be flow. It's a different way to think about attachment. Don't get stuck. Don't get hung up. Get yourself free. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You just notice, I'm stuck. I'm hung up on this. I'm angry. I'm spun out. And just drop it. Like, get yourself free. Like, you don't always have to figure it all out. You just have to get yourself free. Get back into that state of just flowing with the present moment experience, with Sati-Sampajañña, mindfulness and clear comprehension of what matters most. Offer that free reflection today.